Hey everyone, today we've got a story that's equal parts funny and inspiring about one of Hollywood's most beloved actresses who lost her virginity as an adult. And I'm talking about none other than the hilarious and quirky Lisa Kudrow. That's right, Phoebe Buffay herself from Friends waited until she was in her 30s to take that step. And the way that she talks about it is just as funny and charming as you would expect. So let's dive into Lisa Kudrow's story, a real life tale of patience, self confidence, and of course, a little awkwardness. Because let's be real, who doesn't have an awkward first time? Now, Lisa has always been a little different from your typical Hollywood star. While her Friends co stars were dating around, dealing with the tabloid drama, or getting into the wild party stories, Lisa was doing her own thing. And part of that meant she decided very early on that she was going to wait for the right person before losing her virginity. She said in interviews that growing up, she didn't want to just get it over with the way that some people do in high school or college. Nope. Lisa was in control of her own story, and she wasn't going to let anyone or society pressure her into doing something that she wasn't ready for. In fact, she kind of saw it as a badge of honor. While her friends might have thought it was strange, Lisa stayed true to herself, saying that she was saving it for the right one. And here's the kicker. She didn't lose her virginity until she was 31 years old. 31! That's practically unheard of in Hollywood, right? But Lisa was totally cool with it. She's talked about how while her friends were out there navigating all the awkward dating and first time experiences, she was just sitting back, living her life, waiting for the right moment. And let me tell you, she's got the perfect attitude about it. Imagine all the conversations that she must have had with her friends during those years. They're swapping dating horror stories, talking about how weird their first time was, and Lisa's just sitting there like, yeah, I'm good. I'll get there eventually. And when she finally did meet her husband, Michael Stern, everything just kind of clicked into place. They got married, and that's when Lisa decided that it was time. She's joked in interviews that by the time it happened, her friends were all like, finally! But here's where it gets even funnier. Lisa has this awesome sense of humor about the whole thing, saying that waiting that long time made her first time way less awkward than it could have been. You see, she said that because she was older and more confident in herself, she didn't have the teenage insecurities that so many people deal with when they're younger. She wasn't worried about impressing anyone or being perfect. By 31, she knew who she was, and she was in a loving relationship, and she was ready to go for it. So in typical Lisa Kudrow fashion, she made it seem like the whole thing was just no big deal. Just another life experience that she could handle with grace and humor. But let's not kid ourselves. It's still a little awkward no matter how old you are, right? Even Lisa has said there's always going to be some clumsiness during your first time, no matter how prepared you think that you are. But at least by waiting, she skipped all the teenage awkwardness and the fumbling that comes with being a nervous kid. I mean, isn't that what we all want? To skip the cringe-worthy stuff and get straight to the good part? What's inspiring about Lisa's story is how she took total control of her own life. She didn't let peer pressure or Hollywood lifestyle push her into something that she just wasn't ready for. And even when people thought that it was strange that she was waiting, she stuck to her decision, knowing that it was the right thing for her. It was like the ultimate you do you moment. And let's be real, who wouldn't want to skip the drama and just have their first time be with someone that they're totally in love with? Lisa has said that she never felt like that she was missing out on anything by waiting. And when it finally happened, it felt like the natural next step in her relationship with her husband. There was no pressure, no rushing, just the right moment. Plus, let's not forget how Phoebe Buffay would probably have handled this. Can you imagine? Phoebe would have had some wild, kooky advice for anyone trying to navigate those awkward first time moments. Maybe suggesting that crystals or chanting as a part of the experience. But in real life, Lisa Kudrow's story is a perfect example of how it's never too late and there's no right time to do anything in life. Whether you're 16 or 31, what matters is that you do things on your own terms when it feels right for you. Lisa turned her first time experience into a positive, empowering moment. showing us all that being patient and confident in yourself can lead to great things. So if you're ever feeling like you're behind in life or worried about sticking to some sort of timeline, just remember Lisa Kudrow's story. She waited, did it her way, and came out on top with an amazing life, a loving husband, and a career that's made us laugh for decades. So there you have it. Lisa Kudrow, a Hollywood star who didn't rush into anything, kept her sense of humor, and proved that life's milestones happen when they're meant to. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, it's all about living life on your own terms. And if you're anything like Lisa, you might just end up with a story worth telling. If you want to hear more, check out Awkward Pillow Talk or awkwardtalk.com.